owner. I need like plastic, bro. Very bad. I need now. Fuck.
What God is doing, man? Last time God went for
Pani Paryo.
I will bring the plastic.
Please. Namaste sabalai. Sanjay Hununcha. Ramadan. Oh, ekdam Ramadan. Pani Paryo. So, same time I come out for my busking. Gig garnet. Pani Paryo. Mere Nepali git. Nepali singer ma. धेरै गीत एकदम राम्रो पानी पर्यो सक्यो म गीत गाउने अब दरबारको making naan or roti
Naan roti.
Wow
मिठो हुन्छ
मिठो हुन्छ धेरै मिठो Bro, please give me something like this. This is problem. This is very, very good amp and it's just been fixed. Midesh? UK. Tara, you want to marry Nepali? Ma Bidesh hoina, ma Nepali ho. Oh, धेरै राम्रो छ धन्यवाद दिदी मेरो गीत नेपाली सुनाउन छैन No, I got you didn't hear my singing Nepali before. You didn't hear? No. Oh. Pani Paryo. Pani means water in Nepali. Pani means water. Paryo means fall down. Pani Paryo, rain is full.
निक्लिनु भयो अनि निक्लियो
Very problem. पर्दैन मलाई पर्दैन एकदम मन पर्दैन बसमा जाने पैसा छैन ट्रकमा जाने हो दाल भात दारू दाम छैन मकै खाने हो बसमा जाने पैसा छैन ट्रकमा जाने हो दाल भात दारू दाम छैन मकै खाने हो बाटोमा हिँड्ने गाउने गाई नै हुने हो बाटोमा हिँड्ने गाउने गाई नै हुने हो पढेर काकै छैन मकै खाने हो पढेर काकै छैन मकै खाने हो बौगारै दै बाहमा फिरङ्गीको बर छैन पानी पर्यो उता दिने तिम्रो माया मेरो चाहना बसमा जाने पैसा छैन ट्रकमा जाने हो दाल भात दारू दाम छैन मकै खाने हो बसमा जाने पैसा छैन ट्रकमा जाने हो दाल भात दारू दाम छैन मकै खाने हो बाटोमा हिँड्ने गाउने गाई नै हुने हो Let me see whether Ramra Muslim, Ramnoina Muslim, Pani Paryo. Pani. Oh, good. Ramra good. Hey, the Ramra. Oh, you Ramra good. Oh, the Ramra. Hey, the Ramra. Out. Haydi. This is famous street. It's called Freaky Street. Freaky Street is where the hippies came. It was the hippie trail. And back in the 70s, this is where all the hippies come. This is where they used to have the legal marijuana shops until Ronald Reagan made it illegal. Until Ronald Reagan bribed the king. Gave him $1 million in cash to make it illegal. All the hippies were coming here. Couldn't have that, could they? And today it still stands as a very iconic hippie. I really have a problem with the word hippie, but alternative destination. And actually, the first time I was here, it was just an incredible thing. I've tried to write it. I'm trying to write my book outwards from those moments, like in both directions, because those are the most profound moments of my life. When I was first here in Freak Street, I don't know what happened, but something very indescribable, magical, mystical happened to me. Oh chat, namaste, I know this place. Mamatra Koraya. Rest the chat, my friend. Hey. Hi guys, how are you doing? Yes, I've just started to do YouTube Live because I'm actually banned from Facebook for the next 30 days, or the next 25 days or whatever. Or the next 20 days, I think. I've been banned from Facebook for sharing some scientific information from an Israeli website. So I actually shared a link, a meme, which had been, it was information that had been accurately collated from the Israeli website. Israel are rolling out their injection program very quickly, more than anyone else in the world, and so the data is coming in quickly from there. And it's very interesting that most of the people who are getting sick are the ones that actually have had the injections, and that's just the data. That's not me making up conspiracy theories, that is the fact. That's actually what science is, if it's actually scientific and not a religion or a dogma. Scientism is not science. Scientism is a very crap religion that's springing up quickly. It was all planned for. Oh, English menu China. Oh. Egg palak paneer, egg butter naan cow. Butter naan. Egg butter naan. Egg palak paneer. And egg. Color coffee. Okay. What kind of coffee? Nescafe? It's just normal instant coffee. Real coffee or instant coffee? Huh? Is it real coffee or is it instant coffee? Nescafe coffee?
English all day.
Organic coffee or Nescafe?
Coffee.
Oh no, it's okay.
Coffee no?
Kalachia. Comments I don't see. Oh. Yes, Lumbini, wow. I would love to come back. I've been to Lumbini twice. Birthplace of Lord Siddhartha Gautam, the Buddha, the amazing story. What an incredible story that is. And what an incredible legacy and what an incredible teaching. For me, if I had to choose a religion, mine would be Buddhist. But it's not a religion, it's a philosophy on living. It's the art of living. It's about the art of living, it's about attention, it's about awareness, it's about being here in a full way. And I need it more than anyone. I mean, as much as anyone. And actually, Vipassana is one of the best things I ever did. I really need it. Actually, I was telling you about the first time I was here in Fleet Street, I gave all my money away in my feet, and I had a bit of a mental and emotional breakdown at that time. I sold my laptop, I sold my camera, and I got the money and I took it to Swami Bernard and I put it all down in front of me, and I was singing Rasam Furi and giving the money to people because I was so... It hit me very hard at that time, the poverty of Nepal and the beauty and just the kind of, I really felt like responsible in a sense, and I don't know why, I didn't know the history and everything, but I really felt like it was my duty to cause a scene and to raise awareness of the plight of poor people here. And actually I'm no different because I've had, I know what it's like to be homeless, let's just say. And very often those people are the best people in the world, you know. They've just been fucked over by a system that they can't adapt to, and in my sense that was the problem. I had to learn how to integrate myself in a way that was not going to destroy my life and that of other people. And thank God Nepal has given me that blessing. It's given me that lesson to actually expand my horizons and love myself in a way that's beneficial actually, because I had a lot of good ideas rolling around in my head and a lot of them continue until today, you know. I'm not trying to say that, but 9 years ago when I was first here, I arrived at 5 o'clock in the morning singing Maya Mary Maya at the top of my lungs, and actually they came out and they said, Alex, and they took me in and I slept there on the floor, and that was my first ever. I arrived here in a powerful way. And I don't know, it's in a psychological sense very interesting for me because I'm fascinated in psychology. Human psychology absolutely fascinates me. And so from a psychological view, I'm still to this day very interested. I was even thinking about it today. I'm often occupied with these thoughts of storytelling, and I have one to tell. How to tell it? Well, I think about it a lot because I'm dyslexic and I love to write and I love my writing. I mean, I love to read I really love to express myself. I love to write and then read it back like 6 months later and be like, wow, I wrote that, I remember that. That's the best thing in the world for me. Like, I love it, it's powerful. It's sad, you know, in this world now, literature is kind of being a little bit lost with the whole digital era, and we need to continue to read books and we need to continue to write them. Trust me, it's very, very important. My books are going to be, you see, so it's a little bit of a difficult one to write. I think once I understand how to write it, it will happen in a matter of a couple of weeks or months, but I'm still very, very much unsure of how to write it. Is it from the first person or the third person? Or is it like, you know, completely dramatized in a different sense of like a different character and actually telling his story? And then there's the whole time travel aspect, which is something to incorporate. Different calendars, different timelines. Time travel machines, time travel enthusiasts, time traveler conventions, all of which I had experiences with. 2013, there was a time traveler convention. And in a sense, I'm very protected on high. And that's because I follow what I love the most. That's the only thing that keeps me alive.
and so I want to live. I don't want to die. I mean, I've been in very bad positions in my life where I had to learn about that, but thank God these days I understand it better. Oh, Daniel, hey. Pani. I started the life because I was just do music, and unfortunately, just as we arrived, the rain fell. That's a bit annoying, isn't it? Oh, me too. Janchu hema, amala bedna. Janchu hema, baba la bedna. Pirati mi saundai, jauna maya jindagi bi saundai. Yeah, I'm very protected by the music. And it's an incredible thing, amazing, it's so amazing. And I need to be able to tell that story. My life will not be complete if I didn't tell the story. And please, if you hear news that I've died a sudden death of suicide, then you know it wasn't a real one, because I am not going to be. You see, I believe now if you do suicide, spiritually it's very bad, let's just say. And actually I have my little nuggets of wisdom around that now, thank God. I had an amazing experience with it all. And one thing I can tell you for sure is that a little bit in the same way like Kurt Cobain, because he was, I don't believe he was actually committed suicide. If you look into the case, it's absolutely ridiculous. It's just that people don't. They read the news. They don't look into the cases. Everything is a perfect it's a perfect example of what's going on in the world now. And Kurt Cobain was murdered. He didn't commit suicide. You can't take 3 times the lethal dose of morphine heroin and then shoot yourself with a shotgun twice. It's impossible. If you actually look into the case, he was murdered. The suicide note also was forged. And he wrote half of it only, and it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. He was the biggest rock star in the world, and that's why he was killed. He was allowed to be killed. He was allowed to be murdered by people who had a wish to do that to him. Much in the same way like Jimi Hendrix, but no, different. But yeah, different, but same also. Same problem. Got a little bit too big for this world. He knew he was going to die, and he was murdered. Jimi Hendrix was murdered. It was not accidental alcohol poisoning. Again, you just have to look into that case. In fact, there's a very good documentary called The Last 24 Hours of Jimi Hendrix. And in that documentary, they lay out some facts in a very good way about that. So anyway, if I did suddenly die of suicide, then you'll know for a fact it wasn't suicide. Because I'm telling you, I've never said this before. I mean, I'm saying it now just that once. Because maybe it needed to be said. Rain is falling. Why don't I get the comments? Oh yeah, comments. Oh, you saw me today and gave me high five. Well, that's nice. Yeah. Nepali people are amazing, man. Best in the world. Such a positive, happy, good, you know, such a great people. Amazing. Let me know in the comments what you'd like to talk about.
Part of the Kamke China, Mokakani.
Bro, drinking Pani glass. We should all just live in a farm. Oh, Alex, you're nothing but a small child throwing all of its fruit from the perambulator. When I arrived here in Fleet Street, I was absolutely obsessed with captions. In fact, I would say possessed. I was possessed with captions. But yeah, a psychologist would probably correct obsession. From my point of view, it was a possession. I was literally possessed. And I had some incredible lucid dreams at that time, which were just absolutely, I mean, I still don't know what it all means. Something to do with past lives and life purpose. Definitely to do with past lives. And the knock-on impact that we can all have by actually using language in new ways and evolving our use of language. And that with the internet, that's just exploded, and that's why there's all of this crazy time now in the world, because there's different agendas going on. If you believe in love, peace, harmony, respect for all mankind, it's a very sad thing. For me, if only I could get that message across to people, the power of writing, the power of captions, the power of creativity, the importance of it. Because culture leads, art leads, politics, you know, it's all, everything in this life is political. And so we all have a part to play, whether or not you believe in voting for puppet governments or not. Me, I don't. I never voted. It's not that I take that decision lightly, I absolutely don't. Yeah, Leonard Skinner. I don't know that story. I sing one of your songs. Which song is it? Many of these things, when you look into them, like John Lennon, for example. John Lennon was killed by a patsy, you know, and like. The MK Ultra mind control programs were very much a factor in someone like John Lennon's death, because Mark Chapman, highly likely that he was in a program like that, and he was actually programmed to do what he did, so that he would actually. It's a patsy. They're actually making patsies, mind control programs. And again, I don't believe John Lennon. You know, they're terrified of the human spirit, because it's the human spirit that sets us free as a collective. And actually, we're not free right now. Just look at the world. The modern world is absolutely fucked. It's an absolute travesty what's going on in this world. And the only solution is the spirit. The union, body, mind and soul. Beneficial qualities and activities, supporting each other to be the best that we can be. not exploiting each other as each other's slaves. We don't need to. It's just that we've been conditioned to do that. It wasn't always like that. A little bit like Bilbo Baggins in The Hobbit, isn't it? What a great, great master. J.R. Tolkien. Read those books. What an incredible author. Today I met some Nepali guys. They're doing Animal Farm production in Nepali, so they're translating George Orwell's Animal Farm, and they're doing a play. And I've been invited to go and watch. But yeah, it'd be great. Animal Farm, such a great, another genius. George Orwell's an absolute genius. Brilliant, brilliant. Mind and writer. He had the ideas and he was able to translate them. George knew it before 1984. What happened to Leonard Skinner in the aeroplane? Instant karma gonna get you. Gonna wipe you right off of your feet. Instant karma gonna get you. YouTube Live. I'm now doing YouTube Live. Wow, I never did it before. So I'm banned from Facebook for 20 more days, 30-day ban. For no reason. It absolutely annoys the death out of me, but these platforms are just becoming absolutely insane. What they're doing to the world. Freedom. Yes, we do need freedom of speech in this world. Freedom of well, if you're free and you do something that's wrong, then you go to jail or you get charged with criminal offence. That's what law's for. So if you threaten someone, then that's illegal. So that's freedom of speech is about expression. Freedom of expression is very important. Don't let all these little clowns on the left or on the right fucking bullshit you. Because it's all just about divide and rule. Freedom of speech, the town hall, holding space for conversations to happen is vital. If that goes, then you've lost your town square, you're living under a tyranny. And it's tyranny that's very quickly being rolled out now across the world. New World Order tyranny. And you can just see Australia is the test bed now for that. And just look at what's going on in Australia, it's frightening. Actually, as a reflection, I look and I hear myself now, and that's the very, 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 very sad thing for me, what's going on in the world, because I'm someone who feels things deeply, and I feel myself deeply, and I have a big heart for this life, and this life is just being destroyed by absolute. It's so sad. Oh, Mr. Ayush, shout out, boom boninad. Johnny Pal. ठीक है भाई ठीक है एकदम ठीक है A-OK Ramro dede Ramro We're this UK home. Yep, human beings are their own worst enemy because we just we're very bad at discernment. Discernment is something that we need to work on and learn. So when you've been fucked 15 different ways from Sunday and you don't realise it, then your discernment is askew and you're not realising that actually you're being completely and utterly played. And there's so much manipulation, so much that isn't free, so much that's kept in prison by the misuse of the incredible mind, body and soul of what we are between each other. It's very sad. Yes, exactly. No, I don't have a monetized channel. No, my Facebook has been refused to be monetized. I'm banned for 30 days, but anyway, I'm banned here for I'm banned in 3 or 4 different countries for absolutely no reason. Oh, an associated account has breached our community standards. They don't tell you what, they don't tell you why, they don't have to. That's the power that we've given to them. I'm sorry, it does press my buttons, but the power that we've given to these... I should not use expletives. The power that we've given to these... well, it's not Mark Zuckerberg, he's just a puppet boy. It's a government program. They can't believe how easy it's been. What reason did they give you, Ayush? What's the reason? What did you do wrong? Do you know what you did wrong to get banned for demonetized? What was the thought crime that you were engaged in? What kind of thought crime was it? Maybe you know. I mean, I don't know. Misleading YouTube data about what? I mean, I shared official data. Anyone who thinks it's a good idea that we give all this power to these corporations, which is what we're doing, we give our permission for the tyranny to exist. The tyranny is self-manifestation. And we actually give our permission for it, and I'm just as bad because I'm on there, so my whole philosophy is to expose it from within the system itself, because what else can we do? And I know some people have different philosophies, of course. I'm not, I don't have enough time to kind of do the whole undercover shit, so I'm out in the open. I'm a musician, I'm an artist, I'm not a computer hacker, I'm someone who, I'm a life hacker. And that is an important message to have on social media as far as I'm concerned. Or maybe it's not for you, but for me it is important to be an expression of that. And for people who might want to resonate with that, to have the ability to do so, that is really a fundamental freedom that it's about an example, no? It's about, you know, this life is about what you give is what you are, is what you become, is what you receive. That's what this life is. It's a manifest. We're just great manifestors. Yeah, I'm not interested in blue verification. I'm banned. Fuck Facebook. I mean, I really have no. I only use it like for fun, actually, as like a scrapbook, and I've always been like that since many years. And I have a philosophical reason for the way I use it in the way I do. If it was a great platform, if it was run by good people, if it was run in a nice way, then I would be much more gentle in my approach. But it's the same with all of this stuff. It's an absolute living nightmare what they've unleashed on the world with the social media. And it's got a lot to answer for. A hell of a lot of suicides, a hell of a lot of problems in the world. Social media has a lot to answer for. Trust me on that. A lot to answer for. It's absolute hell what they're doing. And you know, all of this data is being collected for the purposes of more control. It's about, you know, just look at it. It's all going to be they want to model it on the Chinese social accreditation system. So that means that behaviour modification, you will actually have to behave in the way that others dictate, or otherwise you will be limited. So it's about slavery. That is the very definition of slavery. This is a slave device. Smartphone is a device of enslavement. It is nothing human beings could be proud of. It is much, much worse than you could possibly imagine. And this is just the start of what they're trying to do. So that's why someone like me is very important to call it out now, rather than later when they're going to be putting microchips in the brain. I mean, they're already telling you what they want to do, and they're already years ahead with the technology. If you think it's a coincidence that suddenly smartphones got invented, well then you don't know fuck all. Smartphones were, you know, it's an agenda. The whole thing is a big, sordid agenda. The technology's been given to us by extraterrestrial entities, and it's about subjugating humanity to control. It's spiritual warfare that we live through. You know, this is just the means. The technology is just the tools that harness the electricity to fly around so that the AI can be involved in us. And this is just step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. You know, they're putting, it's about nanoparticulates in the blood, so that's going to interact with 5G. They want to make us actual antenna for 5G, so that we'll be able to be mapped, controlled, logged. It's about an artificial intelligence takeover of humanity. Very, very, very upsetting, serious. It's very serious, and very sad is that most people are completely and utterly unaware of it. They think it's, oh wow, no, it's the smartphone. So I'm a little bit obsessed with the possession of kind of exposing that in my own way with my art. That's the best I can do, to be a pure reflection of myself through this medium, to show that there's much more to life going on than your latest little haircut and makeup and kind of social. You know, everyone's comparing themselves to each other now with all of this social media. It's a horrible, horrible psychological problem now for many, many people. This is not a good thing. Maybe it could be. How it's running currently, it is certainly not a good thing. Because you have to understand who runs it, first of all. You have to understand what their agenda is, second of all. It might be a very nice, oh wow, look, a small computer in the palm of a hand. Can you believe the achievements of human beings? Yes. Think a little bit deeper. What's it being used for? Who owns it? Why are they suddenly in everyone's hands, and even the most poorest villages they don't have clothes but they've got smartphones? Why have they become so easy to obtain? Billions upon billions of them. Anyway, namaste, namaste, Savajana. Pani Paryo. Pardon him all. Pani Paryo did it. See you soon, guys.